Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back.
Over the past couple of years, the Dimensity lineup has sparked plenty of debate. On paper, the specs have never really fallen short, but the actual day-to-day experience often didn't feel like a step ahead. So when Redmi announced that the Turbo 5 Max, running on the Dimensity 9500S, could push a so-called 2.5K performance ceiling, a lot of people immediately assumed this was just another case of Redmi trying to stand out with a mid-range chip. But that assumption is off the mark. Let me clear up a common misunderstanding right away. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. The Dimensity 9500S isn't meant to compete with near-flagship chips like the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. Its real opponent is much more obvious. The current Android performance king, the Snapdragon 8 Elite. What Redmi is doing here is familiar, but still bold, putting a truly flagship-level processor inside what's positioned as a mid-range device. To see whether it really lives up to the hype, we didn't just compare it with phones using the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. We also brought in devices powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite and ran a controlled 10-minute stress test at 25 degrees. Screen brightness was locked at 300 nits, auto brightness was disabled, and every phone was set to its highest performance or extreme mode. Now, let's talk numbers. Under identical conditions, the Turbo 5 Max with the Dimensity 9500S posted an Antutu score of 3.14 million points. The Snapdragon 8 Elite device came in slightly lower at 3.08 million. From a pure benchmark perspective, Redmi didn't just catch up, it actually edged ahead in real-world testing. Graphics performance tells a similar story. In the 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme test, the Turbo 5 Max delivered 6,391 points. In Geekbench 6's GPU test, the Dimensity 9500S reached 24,717 points, outperforming Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 competitors by more than 15%. That advantage shows up clearly in demanding scenarios like ray tracing and heavy rendering, where the Turbo 5 Max has a noticeable edge over other almost flagship chips. Of course, benchmarks only tell part of the story, so we moved on to actual gameplay. In honor of Kings running at 120 FPS, all devices managed a flawless average frame rate. But experienced players know the real difference shows up in the 1% low frame rate. Competing phones dropped to around 84.3 FPS in this metric, which translates to visible stutters during intense team fights. The Turbo 5 Max, on the other hand, held a much steadier 105 FPS at the 1% low, making gameplay feel smoother and more responsive. It also did this while drawing just 4.02 watts of power compared to the competitor's 4.21 watts. Next up was Genshin Impact at 60 FPS with all graphics maxed out, tested over 30 minutes of simulated exploration and combat. This is where things got really interesting. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 device showed excellent efficiency, averaging only 4.32 watts, but stability took a hit. Its 1% low frame rate dropped to 44.9 FPS, causing noticeable dips during combat. The Turbo 5 Max used a bit more power at 4.87 watts, but the payoff was consistency. It stayed locked at an average of 60 FPS with a solid 53.5 FPS in the 1% low frame rate. That contrast perfectly sums up the difference in philosophy here. The competitor leans heavily towards saving power, even if it means sacrificing stability. Redmi, with the Turbo 5 Max and the Dimensity 9500S, clearly prioritizes a smoother, more reliable overall experience. To wrap things up, let's jump into Honkai Impact 3's Star Trek mode running at 60 frames per second with all settings maxed out. This test doesn't just show raw numbers, it really exposes each brand's tuning philosophy, and honestly, it pretty much settles the debate. We'll start with a competing phone powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite. As a so-called flagship chip, its performance here was unexpectedly weak. The average frame rate landed at just 54.1 FPS, and the 1% low dropped all the way down to 26.5 FPS. Even with power consumption shooting up to 7.6 watts, the gameplay still felt choppy and unstable. The results were so odd that we wiped the device and reran the test, only to get nearly identical data. In a way, this became an accidental highlight of the test. just not in a good sense. Next up was another competitor that took a different approach by capping power draw at 6.6 watts. That decision helped it reach an average of 59.5 FPS, but the 1% low frame rate was still only 28.9 FPS, meaning stutters were still very much present during intense moments. Finally, let's talk about the purple Lumix Redmi. In this round, it completely went all out. Redmi allowed the Dimensity 9500S to stretch its legs, pushing power consumption up to 8.28 watts. The result was an average frame rate of 50.6 FPS, but more importantly, a much higher 1% low of 35.2 FPS. Under the harsh scrutiny of the Star Iron benchmark, Redmi didn't just beat phones in the same price bracket, it actually outperformed rivals running the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Yes, the phone did get hot, hitting 46.2 degrees Celsius, but that heat was exchanged for a genuinely superior gaming experience. And honestly, that seems to be the whole point of the purple version. Playing demanding games on a bare phone will naturally raise temperatures, but it also unlocks a much higher performance ceiling. If a device is confident enough to sustain around 8 watts, it means the chip still has plenty of headroom. Add a cooling back clip to control the heat, and the Dimensity 9500S transforms into a serious gaming powerhouse, one that can even surpass the Snapdragon 8 Elite. After going through all these results, the conclusion is pretty straightforward. Most mid-range phones using Snapdragon 8 chips aim to be good enough. The Turbo 5 Max takes a completely different path. It goes for outright leapfrogging. Redmi has essentially brought down a phone with real flagship-level performance, and in some cases, even better than the Snapdragon 8 Elite, into this price segment. Its tuning isn't exactly conservative, but for performance lovers, this is about as extreme as it gets at this price. Pure performance, no compromises. So why can it claim to be the performance ceiling in this range? Start with the fundamentals. It's among the first Android chips to use TSMC's N3P process, which is half a generation ahead of what current flagships are using. Pair that with ARM's latest Cortex-C1 Ultra supercore, and you're looking at the maximum performance possible with today's standard architectures. That foundation shows up clearly in our measured data. An Antutu score topping 3.14 million, over 6,300 points in 3D Mark graphics, and real-world performance that can even beat fully powered Snapdragon 8 Elite when the competing device isn't perfectly optimized. In the past, phones at this price were either cut-down versions or near flagships. The Turbo 5 Max delivers true flagship performance, and sometimes even beyond that. If your budget is limited but you refuse to compromise on performance, this is easily one of the best options you can buy right now. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, everyone.